And hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well today. It's I, your paint-covered friend, the Heroscaper. Welcome to our Monday stream. It's going to be a shorter one today. I have a online game today at 10, so we'll probably be ending just a little bit before that. But we got some more Secrets of the Citadel that we're painting up. Just a nice little easy guy to get some paint on today. And yeah, we should have a good time. Hope everyone's having a good Monday. I know, well, it hasn't been bad. Kids started school today, so that's always nice. I'm going to bring this guy in here so I can observe him while I am painting. Welcome everyone in the chat too, Billy Rager Custom. Hope you're all doing well today. Alright, let's get some paint on our Corvynn friend here. We're taking bets again. Bets on what? That's the question. We're going to take some drab brown and we're going to start kind of sketching out the base coat of our friend's beak here. As well as his bony areas. Who's going to, oh, oh yeah, for the game. I wouldn't bet on me. I'm against Super Frog, and it was a draft event, and I didn't draft very well. But no, we won't be doing that anytime soon. Thanks to all the 2 people that believed in me. Did I show off the dice I got? Skywill did pull through, and he's a good sport. Look, I got custom Roguescaper dice. These are literally the most favorite thing I own. Yeah, these are absolutely incredible. So shout out to Skywell. I don't know if they're taking active orders or not. I would have fully shouted them out, but they're just a good person in general. Now I can lose even more in style. I've been working on some of the Secrets of the Citadel stuff. Here's Joan of Arc that I've been working on today. That's the reason I was a little bit late. Honestly, is I kind of got distracted painting this. We're not going to be doing this in stream. I'm working on my non-metallic metal here, which is just a lot of work, a lot of going back and forth as I kind of figure it out. But it's exciting. It's a big step of growth for me because it takes a long time. But I felt like Jan was worth it. I'm working on actively reviewing some more paint jobs I did. I got that all filmed, and now I just got to edit it. So thank you all in chat. You kind of got my spark going back again after a little bit of a dry period. So that should be coming out later this week. So stay tuned for that. It's really just a chance to show off what I painted, but it's I enjoy it. For Corvynn, I actually did something I don't normally do. Actually for all the secrets, and I'm trying to improve some things. I do. I pre-based my miniature. I even put some like little bird skulls on his base, and then primed it all together. Oh, started priming some stuff about the humidity of his other plans. Yeah, it's I had like the early morning today had just enough low humidity to get all my figures primed, which I was happy about. Because I have an airbrush, I lost my airbrush little fill bowl. It's a small expensive part, but I have to wait a couple weeks for it to come in because I just can't fill any paint in it. Working on Zed, that's a fun one. He's a big guy. Yeah, but priming and humidity is tough. Me the other day was 70% humidity. Don't prime in that. Sorry, I'm just trying to get a little bit of a better light on him. I think we're looking pretty good. It's tough when it's all black sometimes to see what I'm doing, but I like working in all black more and more as I paint more and more. It's compared to like Zenithal. Zenithal's really good, but sometimes I like to. It dictates what you're doing with the light, and sometimes I like to have a little bit more control of that. Shadows are key to making things pop. Yep, 70% is a lower humidity level for us this time of year. So what's the, yeah, it's brutal out there. I, for one, am ready for fall. I love the sweaters and the spooky vibes, and everything about fall. This channel comes a lot more alive around fall time. Thankfully, there's a lot of spooky stuff to paint this year. Honestly, I'll probably be doing a tutorial for a little Corvynn here come Halloween time. Not gonna lie, I almost fell asleep and saw your stream. I was like, I'm up. Oh, well, you can fall asleep in my stream. That's fine. I've been told I have somewhat of a cozy vibe here. So if you pass out, that's perfectly acceptable. I've almost fallen asleep a couple streams, so. There was one stream I was on with Tails. I think he kind of just was really tired and he fell asleep live on it. Kind of had to wake him up. Cozy music, sir. Yeah, he's a great Halloween figure. Almost want to do like an orange variation of him. This is kind of my personal set. I do have a set coming in from Renegade that I'll be doing more informational things with. For me, I just wanted to get some paint on some guys. I think I'm going to do a repaint of Eel and Fahua, even though I like the pre-paint. But yeah, we have had a lot of really good Halloween figures. Morenstein and Krampus is kind of like Jack Skeleton. He kind of occupies the space between both creepy and holiday. And we got the Revenants. We have Gravegrim, Nucleve. We just really the spooky sector of Scape is doing really well with Revna. Recently got my first jar of brush cleaner. Any tips for using to the fullest? Really, just use it a lot. I got some here. Really just, you want to, when you're done with your brush, you don't want to, a problem you can have is actually destroying your brush by using it too much. You want to try to get it on the sides to get deep in these ferrules and then rinse it out. I usually take a paper towel afterwards and then kind of reshape the brush. And then if I'm really wanting to kind of close out the night, I'll clean it out in brush cleaner, and then I'll run it underneath some cold water in the sink, and just kind of reshape the brush and leave it out. That way it's all nice in the morning. Because brush cleaner serves two purposes. It gets rid of the buildup of acrylic, but also is great at just giving a bit of point and strength to your brush. It's a band. Yeah, this is probably the Masters is probably the best kind I've used. I've used a couple different brands, and I would definitely recommend the Masters brush cleaner. Honestly, if you're starting to paint more, you know, it's like 10, 12 bucks, and just it definitely costs a lot less than your brush itself. So just use it. Definitely use it. I use it a lot, especially for dry brushing. Just kind of get it all out. I've saved my brushes a whole lot just by using this. But you just don't want to like stick your tip of your brush in and kind of like rub it like that. If you're using more of your artist brush, try to go from the sides and kind of roll it around is what I recommend. Almost done with Adalburn. That's exciting. He's a fun one to paint. I've painted a few Adalburns. A popular one is for the like, Death Chaser variant here, where it's you know, kind of dark like the death the Death Chasers I was talking about. And we are using, for our next layer, we're using some Griffin Claw from Tooth and Coats. I haven't used them too much. I'm kind of trying them out. I really like them for, so far, for kind of neutral tones and whites, creams and stuff like that. They have a very smooth finish, which I like for kind of blending those colors together. Radioactive. Oh, radioactive, yeah, for Adalbert, that's really cool. I'm hoping to have some radioactive crabs left over, or some crabs left over so I can make some radioactive for Kaijax coming out. And I remember when radioactive was on the radios ad nauseum. Now I'm using appropriately tiled bone from Procryl. It's good off neutral. It's a little bit more of a gray bone, which seems to fit Corvynn better compared to Army Painter. I think has the best like skeleton de facto bone color, but this one blends a little bit better with if you're building up the colors. I love painting skulls and all that kind of stuff, just because you can be kind of scratchy with it, and it just gives it more personality and texture. Like, you don't have to have a super smooth finish. Let's raise up the light just a tiny bit here. There we go. I wish I had two sets of eyes to monitor the camera and monitor the painting. So far, I really am loving these Secrets of the Citadel models. They are just, they've overcome a lot of the growing pains that Age of Annihilation had. Like, just all the small, unnecessary details. The, like, tight areas and stuff like that. These models are designed to be easy to paint, to get on the field fast. But they're also interesting enough that, you know, if you do have a little bit more things you want to do with it, there's options that can go beyond as well, which is cool. Yeah, so far, I'm loving all of these models. He's in Discord. Let me check him out real fast here. Should I give him eyes? I'm not sure yet. Alright, let's start building up his little green spot here as well. I think he has some like vines around him. We'll use a black green, which is a good solid color to build up all your greens. Whether you're going more of a bluish green or a yellow green, it just is a good baseline. Nice and dark. My holder has seen better days. I need to get a new one. It broke today. I'm glad we're finally getting some beasts that feel just different than brown. It's nice to have a bit of variety. Alright, let's see here. We're going to add red oxide for the little mushrooms. Be a nice bright pop of color. Oh, notice I'm just trying to leave a little bit of black spacing between these just to make them pop out a bit more. Feel like they have a bit of separation. Almost tempted to go back and do these purple just to kind of match the citadel mushrooms, but I also like the red. Sometimes you'll paint it and you'll over brush like this. You can definitely take your brush and try to spread it around. I'll probably have to go through and repaint it though. I might be able to save it here. There we go. If you can catch it while it's still wet, you can fix it a lot. Alright. Let's add a bit more bright ivory. Just some key spots here. I'm going to use like a stippling motion just to make these bones feel like they have a little bit of texture on them. Just kind of small little dots. I think it turned out well. Yeah, tag me in it. I'll see if I can see it. I'm not immediately see it on hand. With highlights, you want to be very subtle. You just want to, less is definitely more. Because if I do too much, you lose this contrast we've been working on building up. And it's just going to all appear the brighter color. And the impact will be lost. The human brain sees contrast and it goes, ooh, delicious. It likes when things are opposing each other. It likes even more when lighting. It makes logical sense, but it doesn't always have to be the case. But it loves if you have a dark color and a light color next to each other because it allows your brain to figure out what the heck is going on. All right, now we're gonna kind of tone this down a bit. Just add a little bit more depth to it. We're gonna take some glaze medium and we're gonna put in this a bit into our drab brown. This is a good way of distilling down your paints while still maintaining their punch. I'm gonna get more of a chunky brush. Put too much, this will become a wash. So we're trying to balance this so it comes out rather thin like this. So it kind of can settle over it, tone it down, but not completely lose all the work we've done. Maybe just a tiny bit more. There we go. And I'm just softening some of these scratches. I mentioned how you can be rough. I just wanted to be a bit smoother for this and add a little bit more depth to this. But if you kept it rough like I had it, it'd appear just fine as well. What are you most excited to paint from the new stuff? That I haven't painted yet. I'm still finishing up Gimbal that I painted from a previous stream, but it's coming out pretty well. I'm liking the direction. I really think I'm excited about the Eisen Expedition now. They kind of look fun to paint. Some fun things you can do with those. And we're gonna get some black brown now. Do black brown. You know what? Let's go actually more unique. Let's get a little bit dark purple here. Give our crow a little bit of a purplish black. There we go. Oh, that's sick. I love his glowing eyes and the hue. He definitely looks like he'd give me a bad day. That's really cool. I love unique themes. Forwards are always a fun time, but they give us some bat forwards in the future. Oh, that'd be so cool. Just the Vorid Glide Strikers looking over them, and he's like, look at what you need to mimic a fraction of my power. Yeah, the Vorids are fun. Painting fur is always really fun. Paint handle just broke. It's something in the air today. Mine's barely hanging on too. Corvynn almost has like a fur-like feathery texture, so you can use straight lines to kind of build that up yourself. And we're just using the edge of our brush. Not full on dry brushing, but we're trying just to catch the raised texture of our little bird bite here. It snapped and it took him. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. The Halusha and Sonlin I painted up on stream the other day are listed on Wargame Trader. If anyone is looking to purchase those, you can definitely find them there. I just mentioned that because I know I had some people mention they're interested. I hate trying to shill things, so it's not. I really don't care about the money. I just know people were interested in it. So you can find those on Wargame Trader. I'll post links to it on my Discord too after the stream. Link, yeah, I'll post them in the Discord. And they turned out pretty cool. Happy with them. Glad they're done. Yeah, I've been working like mad over here just to try to get everything wrapped up. The 24th is kind of like my hard deadline for things. So I've just been scripting and filming. So lots of things have been happening behind the scenes. Oh, this purple is looking really subtle and nice on them. I'm liking it. If I can brag on myself, I don't know if that's allowed. I like purple more and more the more I work with it. It's a very robust color. You can go to a lot of places with it. I'm going to do a little bit of black and just tone some of these parts down here. Just thin down. And let's get a little bit of yellow-green for some highlights. This little vine necklace. This guy's really fun. I've like played him like once so far. I just like being able to yoink people across the map with kill corrects. It's a fun random little thing you can do with him. So I give him a little bit of green highlights in his tail too, just to get a bit more color back on the model. Sometimes when you work with black, you can get a little plain unless you add a little side colors there, just to catch the eye. All right, I'll work on the base while we're waiting for things to dry here. Yeah, I really like doing this pre-basing. It is because I always have to go through and base it afterwards, and then I have to try not to get any on the actual model I just painted. I need to get some like kind of funky purple grass as some terrain features for him too. Now that our glaze is dried, I'm able to go back through. And pick out some things. Let's give him a, should I give him a red eye, like an orangey red eye or a green eye? New speed paint markers just got delivered today, breaking those bad ends. Cyan's Reavers and Ramastors. Oh my, yeah, they better watch out. You can chew through those things with speed paint markers. I've been using a little bit of speed paints for just the Reavers. I actually bought like 4 sets of them, not knowing that you needed that they came double in a box. So I am swimming in Reavers now. So I'm trying to get some done. Yeah, speed paint works really well in the Ramastore. One of each eye. That is interesting. It's like a green eye and a red eye. We can do that. Let's do that. The chat has decided. I'll get a little bit burnt red, which is one of my favorite colors that Pro Acryl makes. If you're looking to paint a lot of Ukkar, this is the perfect base for Ukkar colors. All right. Let's do that, and then we'll do that black green for the other eye. We still want to preserve that. Nope, not like that. We want to preserve the that black within to really make it stand out. Take just a tiny bit of faded plum. We don't want this to look purple or pinkish. We just want it to feel like perhaps it's illuminated underneath the glow of a mushroom here. Sorry, I got a call right here. Important call, so let's text them back. All right, cool. How do you base your rims? I paint them based on the general. I usually just do brown. I'm back and forth between brown and black. For the most part, I just use leather brown. But I spend more effort on the base itself more than the rims. For sometimes if I'm doing like an Arctic theme, I'll do like a cool turquoisey blue to kind of look like ice, which looks nice with the that. But for the most part, I'm pretty pretty basic with just like a leather brown. It doesn't match exactly either classic or newscape, but it's close enough that I don't really care. At this point, it's just everything would look too inconsistent otherwise. I tried black bases for Heroscape for a little bit. It just felt off to me, but that might just because I've been playing for too long. Now we know better than phone sounds on when we are live. I thought I muted it. I'm above all things human, you know. I'm erringly human, so I make a few mistakes along the way. All right, let's go to more like a red-orange for this eye here. Let's add to the top of our mushrooms. All right, let's add one more highlight to these. Let's go with just, do we want to go orange or bright red? Let's go bright red for these. We'll use a Pyro Red, which is this nice strong red from ProGrill. And of course you can use any paint brand you like, just follow along with similar colors if you're doing that. I like ProGrill. They're very matte paints, but they have very good coverage. So it's kind of that trade-off you have. I find that that new painters sometimes are put off by just how flat they appear. Which I like, gives you a little bit of room to build up the brightness yourself. Thoughts on cut the top of Bed's balloon off? Yeah, if you pressure bend it, like it'll just pop off of the holes. That's what I did to do it. I actually went so far as to take Zed, so I broke it down into like 3 pieces. I have just this here, and then I just have all the other individual pieces cut off, and I'll just kind of clamp glue them on pretty strong together. You just definitely want to make sure that you have a very strong glue to adhere those that balloon on, because it is on those connection points. So you definitely want something very, very strong. Or look into magnets, maybe magnetize that balloon so it's easier to store. I've had that thought, but I haven't fully messed around with it yet. But yeah, the balloon is a bit bulky to paint. That's one of those models I was talking about that wasn't designed for the game that Heroscape is. I'm just going to use just a tiny bit of white. You want to use white very sparingly on your models, because once you do it, you're just locked in. You can't go brighter than white. And I'm just using that to add a few bit of scratches. And little subtle highlights here. I'm going to use this bright ivory and let's add a few dots on top of these mushrooms. Okay, I'm gonna pause real fast. I keep on getting some calls, so I'll make sure it's all right. Sorry about that. Yeah, we had some some news come up just now, so. And we're just getting these tiny little dots on. Let's go to a bright yellow-green, just to really sell what we're doing here, if I can find it. Oh. Well, we're kind of, a little bit, yeah. Well, it kind of worked. Oh, for the balloon? Hopefully it didn't break. Oh yeah, yeah, that's good. So you should be able to pop it back in unless you're having some kind of issues. If not, then you can kind of cut off those connecting joints and uh, just glue it straight. But I would recommend keeping those together and trying to reline it back in. No, that looks pretty good to me. What's the issue there? Is it let's give him a little bit of moss on his hand here. So as long as you have those connecting points, you should be able to line them back into the holes, put a bit of strong super glue in there, and hold it tight together for a minute or two, and it should just pop right back in. Let's see if I have mine here. So yeah, I actually still have mine like this right here, and so it kind of looks similar to yours, and just kind of, I have yet to super glue mine. And if you and then right, it should pop right back in as long as those connections are still there once you're all finished. Just want to pretty much put some glue into those connection points and then press and hold it down for a couple minutes. This is what I would recommend. But if it's an issue beyond repair, I was going to give a warning to do this at your own risk, but let me know if it's beyond repair. All right, let's get a little bit of white in the eye right here. Single white dots. And we're gonna make this eye glow just even a little bit more. I'm gonna get some fluorescent paint, if I have any left. Fluorescent is very bright, very strong paint that almost works like a glaze. Like you can put it over paint applied and it'll make it almost appear to glow. Okay, and now I'm just going to take a little bit of black wash and tone down. Let's bring it up just a bit in some spots here before we tone it back down. Sometimes if you're using wash, it helps to go super bright, then bring it back down. And we mixed a bit of gray into this purple just to kind of desaturate it a bit. And we'll let this sit for a second. We'll get our wash just for a couple key areas, and then we'll probably call it a day. We're gonna get real fast a nice, like, light tannish brown for the base too. We'll add a little bit of highlights to that. What are we gonna do? We'll use Temple Stone from Tooth and Coats. Have this wash to the base here just to give it a sense of depth. And there we go. We got the Corvynn mostly finished here. And while I'm dry, do a couple last minute touch-ups. Nice, easy guy to paint. It looks cool. Yeah, I'm happy with how this turned out. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Like I said, it's going to be a shorter stream today. My friend had some stuff going on, so I will definitely need to get off the stream. But I'll see you all Thursday, and thank you so much for watching. How do I feel about painting a hive of snow? I'll have to think about that one. Like a frosty one would be kind of cool. It would be more hard to, it'd be hard to cover up the, I would have to think about that, but I think it's possible. You would just have to cover up the little drone bubbles, I think, would be the hardest part. But that's just like a white paint and some, I'll have to think about it, but I think it's possible. Put it on the glacier base. That's a cool idea. Yeah, thanks for hopping on, Johnny. Thanks for talking custom, and for everyone else in chat. You all have a great night, and I will see you all on the next